dear, listen to that, listen to that, listen, listen. What am I going to do if I hear that in the middle of the night? Look, 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 look. Oh my God.
Beautiful day. It is really nice. You join me here in the back garden. This is going to be a very different episode because what I am doing at this very moment, I've just set up my hammock. I'm going to be hammock camping, but at this very moment, about 70 miles away, Dad is also going to be doing an overnighter in his tackle shack / cabin. So it's going to be a fun episode. I've got to edit all this footage, the footage that he's got, the footage that I've got, into one video, and we're going to bounce back between each other and just compare the hammock camping with the tiny cabin camping. So it should be good fun. I hope you enjoy it. Before we get cracking with the episode, I just want to give a shout out to my friend Paul Kirtley. You guys have seen Paul in the videos before. Most of the time we do the bushcraft skills videos that have been really popular. He has a wealth of knowledge. A lot of you really enjoyed those videos. And obviously with everything that's going on with COVID-19, his bushcraft school has been affected. He's not able to do it. But what he has done is set up an online bushcraft course, which is incredibly detailed. I'm actually doing the course now, part of the way through it, and I'm learning tons of new skills. So for those wishing to develop your bushcraft knowledge and skills that bit further, and this is a lot of the stuff on there, it's video based, so it's really easy to go through each section, each topic and module, and it's all video based. There is so much knowledge on there, and if you want to take your skills further, I highly recommend it. It's really, really good. A lot of the stuff you don't actually see on YouTube videos, and in books, so it's really useful stuff. If you're interested in signing up, just head to onlinebushcraftcourses.com/TA Outdoors. I'll pop a link in the description. Let me just show you my setup, and then we'll have a look at Dad's as well. DD hammock, big. This is an apple tree here. These are old apple trees I've got in my back garden here. Another old, that's a codling moth trap, by the way, because we had some issues last year when I moved in with the moths getting into the apples, or the caterpillars, from the codling moth. These bands, a lot of people ask me, what are these black bands on your trees? These are grease bands. That's grease, and that's to stop. You put it on sort of winter time, and that's to stop the female, I think it's the female, hopping up on the tree and crawling up, and it just stops them because they lay eggs in the buds, and then you have bad apples all the way. So I've got another Bramley apple, cooking apple tree there. These are old. They must be, I don't know, 40 years old. They've been cut back. Look, there's like gnarly bits down here where they've been cut back before, but we're all fruiting today. I pruned them in the winter. They've done their blossom, they're flowering, pruned them right back, and now they're starting to grow and give us hopefully plenty of apples. That one's an eating apple tree. That's my favourite one, this one. make some cider from that one day. So anyway, here's the setup. This is the bug net, this one. This is the front line, I think it's called. So it's got the bug net with zip, and that's attached with some elastic cord here, and then some just sort of webbing, carabiner, and what's called a Whoopie Sling, which I'll show you another time, but it's basically a really sort of adjustable. You just put on this and it can loosen and tighten and raise and lower your hammock to how you want it. It's quite useful actually. Can be a bit tricky to use. But I'm not going to put a tarp up today because the forecast, I mean, it's a stunning day. Temperature's going up to 20 degrees Celsius. There is barely any wind and there's 0 rain in the forecast, so I'm going to chance it. I wouldn't normally do this if I was in the woods, because if it did suddenly have a rainstorm, it's going to be a pain in the bum. But because I'm here, my house is just there. You know, it doesn't matter if I get torrential rain, I can come and set the tarp up in between rain showers. But it's not forecasted, so yeah, it's going to be hopefully quite a good night. I'm not going to put an under blanket on there. I'm just going to have a summer sleeping bag again because it's mild, but it will drop down tonight. I don't think it's worthy of an under blanket just yet. For those that don't know, an under blanket, when you hammock camp, it gets cold underneath your back, because there's such a thin layer. I mean, it's just that, it's really thin, so you tend to get the draft from the wind because your back is compressed against it, and you can get really cold. You need insulation from underneath, more so than on top. So an under blanket is almost like a duvet. It's almost like half a sleeping bag cut in half that attaches underneath your hammock, and it just reflects your heat back into you. That's my setup. I'm going to get a cooking setup going in a minute to get some food on. But before I do, I think it's over to you, Dad, to show the guys your setup.
Well, you guys have no doubt heard Mike wants me to do. It's an overnighter in the tackle shack. I haven't even swept it up from the last load of wind we've had come through. I've been doing weeding here. Now this is bushcraft. This is big time bushcraft. My mother's butter knife reinstated with a cherry wood handle and glued with araldite. Not sharp, look, not sharp, but very handy for removing weeds, general work, and a very good piece of steel in there. I've got to sweep this up for you people because I've actually got you guys as guests. That's right. I've got the totally awesome, I've got the, no rats in there, is there? I've got to sleep here. I'm going to work it out, I don't know. Right, so he wants me to be off-grid. Bit of a problem. I like the idea of grid. I like grid. There's nothing wrong with grid. And down here, there's nothing wrong with grid. But Mike's going to be doing, he hasn't told me how he's going to do an off-grid one. I could have got the bivvy, the carp fishing bivvy, and done that outside. I just thought, do you know what I mean? I don't know what creepy crawlies are out there, but there's creepy crawlies in here. So I'm going to get the fire going. Got to chop a bit of wood up, and going to have to reconfigure this to take a bed. Wow, it's the sun comes through here. It's really lovely, this. It's lovely temperature in it. It will drop, but boy, is it going to get hot when I start to cook up in here. I'm also going to be cooking a traditional English pub grub for those abroad who think, what is pub? It's a public house or a bar in which establishment you can purchase for no small fee food. The traditional one I am going to be trying to do is sausage, mash and onion gravy, closely followed by, or perhaps preceded by, hobgoblin beer. Let's have a sweep out, a move around and get the fire going. I'm going to have to put my carp bed down here somewhere. Over there. I think that's what we're going to have to do. I think it might go that way. But I need my head facing west. That's that way. You always sleep better with your head facing north to northwest. Now, what Mike is going to be doing, I don't know. That is the question. Ah, this is better. This is better, people. Here. Right. That is better. Maybe the bed might fit in there. Oh, what? Off grid? Okay, I'll take this all day long. Sleeping bag. Oh, let's get over here. It's got adjustable feet, people. A bit like me, it's fully adjustable. I think I'll get the fire going. I'm actually thinking of moving this chair in that gap. I've got a bit of scrap wood there to burn up. I figure this can go back in there. Yes, how about this, people? This is true off-grid living. Chair goes there, beer goes there. Chair, beer, beer, chair. Yeah. Hammock rag there, it's looking good. Oh, I've got it sorted, I've got it. So, how do you think of this, guys? Sleeping bag, table, sleeping bag, table, table, sleeping bag. Or sleeping bag, beer, beer, sleeping bag, beer. I think I've got it sorted. Beer, beer. Fire, peeled potatoes. Forgot that.
I've got to say, Dad, that is a pretty good setup. Quite jealous of that. I know you've got the G stove, that's what you're going to be cooking on. Hopefully you have a good night. I have just finished chopping up some firewood and I've set up my Petromax fire bowl and the griddle on top because I'm going to be frying some food. So it's still lovely and warm here, but we're getting towards late afternoon now. I didn't set up till later, but yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's a lovely, peaceful, no wind kind of day, which I love. I've used this quite a bit in my films. You guys have asked what it is. It's by Petromax. Put a link to it in the description. It's basically the fire bowl on the bottom where you can raise the fire off the lawn. Yeah, my wife wasn't too pleased with that episode where I chopped up the lawn to make the fire, so had to adapt a bit and change what I was doing, and this was the outcome. So you've got the fire bowl at the bottom. I've used this quite a few times in my episodes. It's raised up off the ground. I'm keeping my wood dry. Normally I just out of habit put it on there just to keep it dry. If it did rain, then yeah, I don't have to worry about my wood getting wet for now. But that's where the fire would be, on there, and then I can fry on this one at the top, which I just need to scrub up a bit, but that's pretty much ready to go, and it will heat up quite quickly, so I'm looking forward to using that. Jax has come to join me at the moment. My boy Jax. How you doing, mate? How you doing? I don't know if he'll join me on the overnight. He'll probably be in with my wife and my little baby daughter in the comfort of the house.
Well, this is going to be a bit off-grid potato peeling using an off-grid potato knife. So mashed potatoes, is that traditional? Is that English? I would say and suggest that roast potatoes are traditionally English, but does anybody know where all these different potatoes come from? Is it Irish? Irish are very big on potatoes. I had a potato famine over there. That was, I should know, 1700 something, was it? I could end up, boys, peeling a potato and peeling my hands as well. These hands are so covered in garden dirt that even COVID-19 is not going to land on them. I do wonder, with all this anti-bac stuff we're putting on our hands, and which eventually gets washed down into the water system, is it going to have a detrimental effect? I mean, there's gallons of it. I've even noticed, and I've got relatively tough hands at my age doing manual work, that mine are starting to crack around the knuckles. They're drying out, and I honestly think it might be the anti-bac. Who knows? Answers on a postcard. Anti-bac specialists. Is it good for our skin, or are we going to have dermatological problems with our skin elasticity in years to come? Will we end up like a rough, soft, saggy, well, I am like a soft, saggy rubber band. 68, everything's soft and saggy. Did I just say that? Did I say, is it television? Is it after 9 o'clock? Now Mike, I don't know what he's going to be doing. I don't know what he's going to be cooking. I bet it's something exotic. I bet it's not something as basic as bangers and mash. Dad's gone basic survival. Well, not really, it's pub food, Graham, it's pub food. Now, wifey told me, keep the potatoes small and they'll cook quicker. And I'm going to mash them anyway. Look, boys, I'm going to mash them. Well, water is a-boiling on the old G-stove here. And obviously the heat goes up here to the oven. The oven's on, I don't know, maximum. So I'm going to boil the potatoes first. Kettle's here for gravy, for the onion gravy, making the onion gravy. I must peel the onion actually. I'm just going to show you. Just there, that was boiling, that water. I'm not even going to say it's 5 minutes it's been on there. You saw me put it on there. I'm going to top off with something else here. It's like a little aperitif that I found in my log store when I went to get the logs just now. It was a customer that's come to join us. I thought traditionally it would be sausage, mash, onion gravy in a pub, wouldn't I? I've just said that, that's traditional. What might not be traditional but be more survival would be one of these chappies. That's right. So I've got that in my log store. The reason being I've got 2 baby robins nesting in there, and these chaps will kill the baby robins. This one won't. He tried to eat the cheese first and paid the price. I wonder if I should, would I boil it or would I fry it? What do you think? I don't know. Now while that's boiling up, boys, those potatoes are cooking, I'm going to put this on my raptor table, the raptors are the birds, and Colin the kite might come around and get that one, and that's what we feed them on. This is our raptor feeding table here, and Colin the kite and his family come and roost up on what we call the predator tree up there. This is, I think, something my daughter might have baked and was perhaps not successful. We shake our friend off here, and I leave him upside down like that with a white, and they can see him. I can reload the trap in the morning and set it out. In fact, I'll reload it tonight, I think. This will not be here in the morning when we wake up. It probably will go this evening.
Okay, so I've just made some simple feather sticks. I've peeled off some silver birch bark from one of the logs that I've been keeping in my log store, loads of birch, and the bark's really handy, so got that, and then the offcuts of the feather sticks as well. Keeping it nice and simple, no bushcraft, just a lighter. These are going to light a lot better than these, but these will help to build it up. These are going to be fast burning. What I might do to begin with is just place a couple of thin ones, just to give me a bit of ground there, and then I'll do it so it's facing you guys, a big sort of brace at the end here, so that these feather sticks can lean up against it. It should all light pretty well. There you go. Just let that catch a bit, and then we can lay these on the brace, allowing oxygen, that's definitely not the French for oxygen, to get underneath it. In fact, I might bring that brace a bit further back there. Put some of those on top, put another one there, and then while that's going, I can actually form a little teepee now, quite easily, with the thinner sticks. And just, there's loads of different ways to do it, obviously, but I want to get this built up nice and quick, and I tend to find that teepee style fires burn fast. They do burn through your fuel pretty quick. This is all, the reason I'm putting such big logs, well I say such big logs, but pretty big logs on now, is because this is all seasoned wood, so it's not like I'm out in the woods where it's not been seasoned. This is very seasoned, so I know it's going to burn pretty good. So I don't mind putting bigger logs on there like this. It also keeps that heat in the middle. As long as you leave gaps for the air to come in, it just keeps a bit more heat, which is part of the fire triangle. And there's enough breeze to get the oxygen going in there. There we go. That's going to heat up real good. Look at that flame under there, just hitting that perfectly. I actually stacked that at a really good height. That's going to take no time at all to heat. Might just centralise it a bit more and go and grab some gloves, because everything's going to be hot from here on.
Little piercing so they don't explode. I don't know what Mike would cook. Does any of you guys know what he's going to be cooking? Tell me. I need to know. Let's see if this is... Yes, that's going to get going. Right, I think, boys, it's time to investigate where I put the beers. And of course you can, with this G-stove, judge the temperature here, which it was way off the scale and is coming back up again. And if you want to drop some heat out the oven, just open the door and the heat comes out. And one thing you will find is there is no graded way of cooking. It's either on or it's off with a stove. And this is going to get hot here. Going to keep an eye on this. And come back when they're done. Right, I've actually got my fishing sleeping bag. Now this one is quality. This was second hand, and I want to show you if I can. I've used this 100 times fishing. It's ripped, it's nearly caught light then. I think it was smouldering by the fire. Ripped, torn. Did you know there was an actor called Rip Torn? What about Slash Cut? His name was Rip Torn. That's the absolute truth. Look it up. I use this. I'm not going to use a good sleeping bag because when I'm fishing on this bed chair, I have to get out quick. So all I do, I just leave it wide open like this. There's no way I'm getting out to get a big fish. And you can tell by all the mud marks in there. I just throw it over myself. If the bite indicator goes off, I just throw this back and I can get out. So it's just a real basic cheapo, and I will not be cold in here. Mike will be frozen, but I won't be cold in the old tackle shack. And I'll tell you, after I've had a meal, you know, a little bit of history of the tackle shack. So, pillow. I just need to test this. Oh, God, it's attacking me. Oh. What happened? That's better. It's good because it's curved up and it's padded on the outside, on the edge. I can't imagine why anybody would throw it away. Let's drop the mic. Yes. I'm going to wash those potatoes. Oh, candles. I've got to get the candles. I mean, it would be much easier, wouldn't it, if I could do this. But he's banned me. I've got to be totally off grid. Oh dear. So what I have bought, guys, is this. What do you think? A nice big deer skull. I found it. And I washed it and then I bleached it in toilet bleach. You know about toilet bleach. Well, everybody knows about bleach now, don't they? Worldwide, they know, oh no, not bleach. Well, I put in a bucket of bleach, diluted toilet, bleach, to get it white, to get the skull like that. And I thought that'd be really cool in here. I might hang it up there somewhere. What do you think? Maybe it's better hung up. I think maybe something like that. I'll tell you what I'm impressed by. The size of the eyeball. The socket, the actual socket there is huge. The potatoes are ripping. They're actually cooked. If it slides off the knife, it's ready for mashing, and it does. They're done. They can come off. Switch those over. The sausages are cooked. I'm just waiting for the water to heat up for the gravy. Sausages actually, they're done. Let's get that gravy on there. I'm going to go out and I'm going to strain this off and then mash it. I've got a piece of bread and I'm going to use the last of the oven heat there to warm that up. And then some butter here to go in with the potatoes. I wonder what Mike is cooking up.
Chicken. I don't want to burn the chicken straight up. I want it cooked through, so I'm cooking it on the outside because on the inside here, that's where it's hottest at the moment. You know the heat's going to be strongest here in the middle, so you can slow cook things on the outside and then fast fry anything on this this inside bit. Now we've got some fresh veg, red onion, pepper, sweet pepper, and some mushrooms. Veg, you saw the chicken at the beginning stick, so the veg can stick. So this is nice temperature now, just sort of frying it, but not too flash fry. Gives me a bit more time because I'm filming. If I wasn't filming, I'd probably have it way hotter and cook it quicker. But I need to set up camera angles for you guys. So I've just added some rice, quick fry rice, 2 minutes. Hopefully it doesn't stick too bad. But there's a good temperature in there now, so I think we'll be alright.
I'm just going to put my caramelised onions here into the actual gravy boat. Right, bear with me people, you're tempted to use this, but if you stir with a knife you stir up strife in the family. That is pretty hot. Scrape a bit of Teflon in there as well.
Gonna enjoy my food with a good old innocent gun. The Rum Barrel Red Beer. I usually have the original, but I found this Blood Red Sky one, and I'm a massive fan of Innocent Gun. Quality ales. Based up in Edinburgh, I've been up there a number of times. Decent stuff. I'm looking forward to having this accompanying my dish. And there we go. Bit of Mexican rice, pepper, onion, mushroom, chicken. I've put some actual pepper on it as well, sorry, as well as sweet pepper. We are good to go. Cheers. Thanks for watching this slightly different and unique episode of TA Outdoors. Collab with Dad, TA Fishing. Hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm about to tuck in to the chicken. El pollo is cooked, so that's a start. Mexican rice is better than I thought. While I finish my feast, we'll head on over to Dad, see what he's cooking up on his stove. I can guarantee you, he will be cooking some sort of traditional English, British, simple dish. Like beans on toast or something like that. Or sausages. There's going to be sausages involved somewhere.
Boys, look at those, cooked to perfection. Cooked to perfection. I'm going to spread that. This is going to be nouveau cuisine, special pub meal. And to finish off here, just a hint. I can't do it with the lips up here. It's mad, isn't it? Look, guys. Oh, look at this. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. There's only two things left to do, people. Crack open the Hobgoblin, and this one is the world famous Ruby beer. And the second thing is what, Graham? The second thing, Graham, is just remember you left the bread in the oven, you stupid child. Oh, ow, ow, hot bread. Hot bread we've got. There is no way the mite's going to even get near beating that. Cheers, Mike. Here's thinking of you, buddy. Struggling in Somerset. Meanwhile, Dad's happy in Hampshire. Cheers, everybody, and stay safe out there. That hits the spot, boys, as I hope this will do. Now, you can survive here. Look at these caramelised onions. You could survive here because I could put a water tank over there. You could run rainwater off there as well. Look, I've got the bed, I've got the chair, I've got the stove, the G stove. That thing's just ridiculous. I've got my mate here, the skull, this guy. I've got him. He's come to dinner. I've got Roland the rat, or Mickey the mouse. That is better than the pub ones. Well, down here, as you can see, is an empty plate, which says a great deal for my cooking, or the fact that I was ravenously hungry and would probably, yes, have eaten fried mouse. In fact, I probably would have eaten my good friend here. The sun is going down. I've got the other camera, I'm going to zoom in and see if I can get a good shot. The sun's a little bit too hot at the moment there to get a good shot of it, but I'll get one in a minute. Oh dear, it's going to be a bit spooky with that looking down me tonight. So people, in the last roseate rays of the sun sinks below the horizon, and I sink this glass of hobgoblin and wishing I bought at least 2 or 3. Just tell you about the tackle shack. The tackle shack was built from old engineering crates that a guy next door picked up and wanted the spare joist of wood, but there were bits of engineering, so it's just board, it's just packing board. And then I clad it on the outside, I put the roof on, designed it all myself. I'll tilt back, you can see it. I can't put the light on because it's banned, he's banned me from the grid. And then I put artificial wallpaper on here, probably show you in the morning guys. And just did it all up to do my tackle talks for the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm going to be crashing out later on. And fingers crossed, Mike's having a good time down there as well. We're in Somerset, down there in Somerset.
Right on cue, eh? Right on cue. Well, yeah, I think I don't know what you're up to. Hey, I think I don't know what you're up to. You little bugger. You want some? I'll give it you. Right, so food's down the hatch. Hope you enjoyed Dad's dish. I'm not sure what he cooked, but like I say, I hazarded a guess, and I bet sausages are involved. So, what I've got is my sleeping bag. So I've got a thermarest, which is a inflatable sleeping pad, which I may blow up and put on the hammock itself, on top of it. Or this is the underblanket I was talking about earlier. I've got an underblanket. I'm not actually going to put that on tonight, looking at it, because it's such a still night. There's no breeze. Normally I'd use these when it's windy, well, when it's cold weather, and when there's a breeze, because that breeze is actually, even in warm weather, is pretty chilly. So I've just got a summer sleeping bag. So really what I'm going to do is probably thermarest, which can slip around a bit in the hammock, but thermarest and sleeping bag, and then that's it really. I'm not going to use the underblanket. And that's it. Obviously I don't need to bring loads of gear because my house is right there. So this should be good. Should be a good one. Let's get this set up. Which I don't want. When you lay in these hammocks, these frontline ones, the sides come up really high, so I don't really have to worry about too much the sleeping pad slipping to the side. Like that. So this comes up quite high and it cocoons you in. So that's already comfy. Now I just need a sleeping bag. I got this from Aldi, but they're based here in, there's tons of them now here in the UK, and Lidl's. And so it's a cheap and cheerful sleeping bag. I've used it a few times. There's not much down in it. Yeah, it'd be good. Fire's going down, so I'm going to get that going. And then it will be night time.
Okay, here comes the problem of off-grid. This is a really good time to see creatures coming. Foxes, muntjac deer, roe deer, zebras, wildebeest, possibly elephants. A little bit early, but I don't like the full moon. Going to be a cold one tonight, boys. I've got to try and get, you won't be seeing anything in here because I am, don't tell him. Oh, I am, just so you can see, I'm still surviving in here. I am off grid in the tackle shack. I'm on grid at the moment, but listen, it's only so I can find the lighter. That's okay. I'm going straight off grid and I'm going to try. I've got a head torch and I've got candlelight. Well, I've got candles, I've got to trim them. Well, I am getting quite a bit of light. I can shut this down now. Quite a bit of light there from the stove, but I need some candles in here. He did say no electric, but I've got my head torch. Fishy head torch. I'm going to try and see if the candlelight will make any difference to this camera. And a bit of battery light as well. Bit of LED. You can't beat it. Don't know what you're getting of this, but it is very, very pretty in there with candlelight. I can see it's just a different type of glow, isn't it? It's a different type of glow. And I've got the glow off the embers there, but that's going to burn out. I probably will let that burn out now because it's so hot in here. It's like the equator. The full moon, generally, I find, I don't know about you guys, what would you say? I find on a full moon, I generally get bad sleep. Is that because the predators can see us? Or, you know, is it because we would be out hunting on a full moon? I've got the feeling from caveman time that when the full moon was out, we were the ones being hunted, and that's why I'm not particularly, of course I can walk over the fields, I'm not bothered, there's nothing in England to bother me. Well, politicians I suppose. There's nothing really out there dangerous, except people. But I wouldn't be walking out there on a full moon if I went to Amboseli National Park in the middle of Africa, or Kruger Park, or you know, you're walking through Tanzania or somewhere in the grasslands. You're going to get eaten, aren't you? In fact, on a pitch dark night, you'll probably get eaten anyway. Full moon night, they must think it's Christmas, the lions and hyenas and leopards. I might not survive without Ruby Beer though.
Put a hoodie on because it's starting to get chillier now. I think it's going down to about 12, 13 degrees. It'll be 12 degrees tonight, so that's a mild one for this time of year. Yeah, it's been an interesting little evening so far. Hopefully you've enjoyed Dad's footage. Like I said, I don't know what he's filmed at all. I have just spoken to him though and said that I'm going to hunker down for the night, but he said he's going to go out and do something with a Q-beam, with a light, a lantern, like a beam battery light that he's got, which is really powerful. So he said he's going to go out to the fields and go exploring. So you guys should enjoy that segment. Meanwhile, I'm probably going to hit the sheets. It's like I'm getting older, he's getting younger. But I hope you're enjoying this episode. I know it's slightly different to what we normally have, but such are the times that it's quite nice to, if you can get out in your garden, if you've got a garden, no matter the size, if you can get out there and set up a tent or a tarp and just enjoy a bit of time in the outdoors. I've found from lockdown actually, the roads have been so quiet. I don't live directly on a road here, I'm quite fortunate, but just in general the noise pollution has been really quiet, with no planes, less cars on the road. It's been pretty amazing actually, even just in the back garden. So if you can do it, now's the time. And it's a great way for those with kids. I know a lot of the people, the subscribers, you guys that watch my channel have children. It's a good starting point to get them used to the outdoors and to get you comfortable with how it works and taking kids outdoors. I'm looking forward to doing all of this with my daughter at some point. Right guys, I'm going to call it a night. Hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Thank you for watching. And I'll put my head up actually as well. I've got this bug net because they are about now. Hopefully we get a good sleep and hopefully it doesn't rain because there is no tarp above my head. I'll see you guys in the morning.
I've charged this one up, which you might or might not see in that light there. You'll see it if I put it on. I rarely use it. It lasts 5 minutes, not even 10 minutes. It's 1,000,000 candle power, a Q-beam. And in fact, this was originally covered in spiders. It used to be for history's sake. And people who don't know, because listen, a lot of you guys are TA outdoors. You don't know TA fishing maybe. And you are guests of mine. So as guests, I feel obliged to explain to you. As I said before, it's all homemade. The inside, I put the wallpaper over here recently because Mike had it as a surf shack when he was a young man. Uniland, we call it Uniland. And he'd come in here with his uni mates as well. So it was a sort of chill out, bug out place for him. And then it fell into disrepair, disrepute, I would say, when he had it. But it was just not used, we just stored stuff in it. And he said, we built something for TA Outdoors, you might or might not have watched it, called it the Pallet Cabin, which is something like, I want to say over 14 million views. It was a cabin built entirely out of free pallet wood and second-hand nails, anything we could make that we didn't have to buy. And it sort of gave me the idea because I'd already built this. The French doors came from inside the house when I had the house half knocked down and rebuilt. So they're the French doors of the house. So God knows how old they are, 50 years, I don't know, 40 years. The flooring was scrap flooring left over. So that's 1 inch thick board floor is actually quite good. I mean, this will fall down at one stage or other at 5 or 10 years. I don't know. It's been here 13, maybe 12 years. It's been here about 12 years. I concreted the slab myself. I did everything myself. So it's not a shop bought thing. It's totally hand built. Now it's pitch black out here. Oh dear, listen to that, listen to that, listen, listen. What am I going to do if I hear that in the middle of the night? I think I jammed something against the door, but I'm going to go out here quietly. It'll be black for you guys, you probably won't see anything. And the moon is up there. Graham, that's where you generally find it, mate, in the sky. Guys, I'm talking quietly. I'm going to say I think I see deer. I'm looking at something and it's white. It could be a tree, I don't know. I'm going to hit the beam. There they are. Oh my God. Can you see that eye shine on those guys? Look, 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 look. Oh my God. I don't know if the camera's going to pick them up. But you can see you could shoot them there by putting them in the beam. They are big. I'm going to pan along. See the reflection? They're sort of greeny. I think the predators are red. Oh, I am so pleased. I don't know whether you're going to see those. I'll keep it dead still on the beam. Two there. One there. Just turn his head away. One there. There he goes. This golden glow is just absolutely... I'd have got more candles if I'd known it looks this nice in here. It's probably too dark for this camera, but it looks really cool. Here, I'm just going to show you. I might put my camera floodlight on just for this. So finally, guys, if you have a dog and he's just curled up beside you, just watch him at the same time when I do this, if I can do it. I can imagine all the people that are just smoking a little smoke, and they're laying there chilled out, and they're wearing earphones. And this guy starts up with a leaf. Guys, it's time I went to bed. I feel it's going downhill from here. And this is the last candle. Good night, everybody. Mum! Mum, I don't like it, Mum. It's very dark in here.
Well, I slept pretty damn good for a hammock camp. Normally I don't sleep very well in the hammocks, and I get backache. But actually having this thermarest underneath, a bit more support. Normally I just have the hammock and then the under blanket, but I think the thermarest, adding that thick layer, has actually helped my back. A lot of hammock campers go hammock camping because they can't sleep on the floor because it hurts their back, and they find that the hammock really helps. But for me, usually the hammock does the opposite and hurts my back. Even in the right position and the correct angles and degrees and everything like that, it still just hurts my back. I stacked my firewood up on the log there, just to keep it dry and elevated. The fire obviously was completely out. So we'll get that going and we'll get some breakfast on. Right, while my breakfast is cooking, I think it's time to go and see how Dad's night was. Hope it was a good one, Dad. And maybe let's see what he's cooking up as well.
Well, boys, I won't say it's the best night's sleep I've ever had. Did get cold in the end. It's close to wash and a shave as I'm going to get. I just used one of the little compact mirrors there. And also, if you put a candle in front of the magnifying side of the compact mirror, you can throw a bit of light out as well. So, would I do it again? Yeah, I probably would actually. I probably would give it another go. I don't know how Mike's been getting on, how he slept, whether he slept any better. Well, the trouble is, the moonlight, I went off pretty quickly, but it's so light early in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning, it's light, and I'm under a tree, so light you hear the birds, and once you hear the birds, you might as well get up. And I'm not exactly what I would consider a morning person. I'm not a morning. Mike is. He gets up like, he'd have no trouble getting up at 6. I don't like it, I don't enjoy it, so I'm afraid a bit late today.
Well, there we go. I've gone for simple sausage, egg in a sandwich. I'll grab some ketchup and get this down the hatch.
So, I guess it's over to Mike. He can do his sign out there. Thanks for watching our section of the show, the Totally Awesome Fishing side of it. If you want to know about fishing, pop over to my channel. If you want to know about outdoorsy stuff, go over to Mike's channel. Obviously, that's our sister channel, brother channel, I suppose, brother and sister channel. We work the two together pretty well. I do the fishing one, Mike does the outdoors one. So this is the first of a sort of a collaboration, I suppose. That's what it is, really. It's like a collaboration. One tip I will give you, boys, make sure you put something warm over your head, because in the end I was warm enough in the sleeping bag, but you can get headaches. I just feel I've got a bit of a background headache, and I had to take my jacket off and put it over the top of my head, and I do that fishing as well. I will sleep with a hat on if I have to. Looking a bit bomb sighty in here, but still, it is what it is. I found myself actually a new coat rack. How about that for a coat rack? That is a unique, totally awesome coat rack. And don't forget, guys, let us know, did we wake any creatures up with our screaming, dying rabbit squeak made with a beech leaf? It's going to be a nice day.
Well, folks, I'm all packed up. It's been a pretty awesome camp, very chilled, very relaxed. Hopefully Dad has had a good one. Thanks so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. It's definitely something different. We've got lots more planned. I'm going to start to get back out into the woods. Fingers crossed, lockdown lifts for some of you to be able to get out there as well. But it's been it's been an interesting couple of weeks. Still got obviously things to do with the bunker, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting out there, I'm telling you. So back into the woods next week for some films, and yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.